What's up guys, Bobby at the Pedal Tech here. If you like bikes, if you like anything with two wheels, hit the subscribe button, hit the likes, leave us a comment below. In today's video, we are gonna be doing a little air can service on this Fox shock here. So pretty simple, stick with us. Alright guys, so we got a rebuild kit here. It's been the same rebuild kit for the last 20 plus years or whatever. They've added some new seals for the higher volume air cans and such. But anyways, let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do, let the air out of this guy. Once you do that, sometimes you can just grab the head and you're just going to unscrew this body here. See, we got it. They get kind of tight sometimes, so you may need like a strap wrench, you know, a rubber strap wrench that you would use for like an oil filter or something like that, to grab onto this body and pull it off. Sometimes you can just pull it, but that will separate just like that. All you're gonna do is pull this can right off the bottom, and just like that, you're gonna lose your travel O-ring, but it should come with a new one. And then now it's separated, so you can wipe all this oil off so you don't get too dirty. And there you go. So let's get started. We'll open up our kit, put all our new seals on this side. Got some Fox float fluid there. Let's cut the top off of this guy. All right, so here we go. We're gonna just start picking these guys off. Be careful if you're using like a dental pick like I am. It is metal and you don't want to scratch any of these metal surfaces in here. So mine's pretty dull, but we'll pull those guys off. And those, and then you're gonna find your new one. So there's one, there's another one, and we want this quad seal here. So let's get those back on. We'll slide these bumpers off for now. Slide our quad seal on there. Now, most of the time you want to dribble some of this Fox float fluid on here, get everything nice and smooth, get that oil everywhere. You don't want them all dry. Now these guys have splits in them, so you could easily just go like that and move it right around, and these guys go on pretty good, nice and easy. And then we'll put another on the bottom here. And just like that, that's done. So those are done. The only other seal we got to replace on this guy is up in here, which seals the top of the air can from leaking. So we'll move this O-ring up, get that shim to drop down. It's gonna be a pain right now. There it goes. And we're gonna pop this volume reducer down. Volume reducer's off, and if you look up in there, it's right up in the top, towards the top there, right above the threads. So you're gonna hook that guy and bring it and pull it out. And there it is. It's a big one. So find your new seals, find which one, match it up, and then drop it down there. And you're just gonna want to push it down. It sits in a little groove, so sometimes this one's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you'll get it. Just keep pushing it down. All right, and that one's all in there. Get that shim out of the way. We'll rub our finger in here. It's got oil all over it, so that should lubricate that seal enough. All right, so that's good. We will drop our volume reducer back on here. And now that guy's done. So we'll move on to the can side. So you got dust wiper seal that you'll just pull right out of there. Then you got a few more in here. These ones don't have slits in them like these white ones right here. So these ones are gonna be a little bit harder to get out. So it's a lot easier if you have a pick, but you kind of just stab it and pull it out of there. Sometimes it's easier if you could get this rubber seal out first, then you can get underneath these white guys and kind of just push them down and out the bottom. Once again, be careful you don't scratch anything. So now we got those out. You got that guy, this guy, and the middle one, and our dust wiper there. So we're gonna take our rag, clean this guy out. And there you go. We'll clean out the inside of this air can as well, of this old oil, in case it's dirty. It is a little bit, see it, a little brown in there. So there we go. Let's drop in our first white one down in the bottom there. Now these things will get a little bent and such when you're getting in. Try not to totally jack them up, but they want to fight you when you go in. So we'll go one white one, then we're gonna get our float fluid, put it all over this guy, and then we're gonna drop that guy in on top. Boom, that one's in. And then we'll slide this guy right in there on top of that seal. And there you go, just like that. That's all in there. So now we are gonna put this dust wiper on the top, and boom, that's all done. Now in this case, this one doesn't have any of the high volume air can or the, you know, Evol air cans or anything like that. So that's what most of these other seals are for. You know, the outer air can slides off of those Evol air cans and stuff, so that's where those go. We do have our travel indicator there, so we don't want to forget that guy. So what you're going to want to do is we're going to apply some Fox float fluid in this air can right here. And then we're just going to, oh, see, we almost forgot these. Don't forget these. Slide those on, and then this guy is just gonna slide right back over, just like that. And then we are gonna get some more float fluid inside of the air can here, so everything can stay nice and lubricated. And then now you are gonna wanna push these together. Now there's going to be, see how you're going to put pressure and it's going to want to come back, you know, so it's going to be tough to thread this air can back on here. So what I typically do is I'll set it down and I'll push down on the head of the shock with my hand to compress it, and then that will give us some, make sure it's unlocked out, because that one was locked out, but that will give us, you know, some room to push that can up and thread it on easier. You could even grease these threads before you throw it back together. These things get dry sometimes and they become pretty tough to thread together. But once you get that, thread her back together. And just like that, it's back together. Then we'll grab our strap wrench here, slide it on over, and we're gonna tighten this guy down a little bit more just to make sure it's nice and snug. There we go, got a little bit more out of it. Wipe it down, air it back up, and you are good to go. That's it, that's all it takes. Not much to rebuild these guys. If you got a leaky shock, that will fix it. So obviously it's not going to fix any damper problems if your lockout's not working, your rebound's not working or something like that. But if you are leaking air out of the air can and it won't hold pressure, that should do the trick. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you next time. Peace.